If you're a sports fan, hang out. This is WJHS 91.5. A little bit later, we'll actually be doing an interview with Coach's Corner. We'll be putting that up online on YouTube if you want to check out Columbia City High School sports. Just a little conversation with the coaches in and around all the sports here at Columbia City High School. But with us right now is actually Mr. Kelly Leach, the athletic director of Columbia City High School and the surrounding school district. How are you doing today?
Great.
It's great to have you in studio. We did this about a year ago, and I think it's great to have you in just to have a conversation about what is some of the bigger picture, what is happening behind the scenes on the administration level, I guess you could say, on planning, on organizing, on sports, and how they get combined with academia world here at Columbia City High School and Whitley County Schools and Whitley County itself. Let's just get right into it. What are we looking forward to that's going to be different for the upcoming 2023-2024 season, school year? What might not the average person know, Kelly?
Just a little administrative plug for something that's coming up, and this will involve the academic side of things.
So a change you might want to be aware of.
Yes, this is definitely a change coming for all of our athletic teams and on the academic side as well. So as a parent, you typically, if you do have a student athlete, you typically get information via 100 million different methods. Parents would be familiar with the Remind Me apps, things similar to that.
Right.
So for the 23-24 school year, we will be transitioning to what we are calling rooms.
Okay.
Parents will be downloading the WCCS app to their phones, and all the communication from our athletic teams that's coming from coaches will go through this Rooms app.
New for this year, it's just a way to unify communication methods instead of, hey, this team seems to coordinate through email really well. This team is all through this communication method. This one's through that app. This one's through word of mouth. This one, they're not getting their information that they need. Everything is being consistently kind of optimized, I guess you could say, through Rooms. So if you see communications on that, you're being asked to, get the app for yourself for communication through WCCS, Whitley County Consolidated Schools, and your student. That is great to know. So unification happening across the gamut.
Sure. Beneficial for parents that may have multiple student athletes or may have a student not involved in athletics, but then another student involved in athletics. So they're getting information 100 billion different ways. And hopefully we are tunneling this down to just one way. And the parents are getting information on just that one app.
Very nice.
And that's not to take away from, there'll still be probably your phone calls that will occur, emails that will occur, but we are getting rid of all those Remind Me kind of apps.
Making it uniform across the board. This is how every sport officially will now operate. Columbia City High School. Hey, improving communication. That's great to know. Okay. Moving forward, 2023, 2024, I know you're not supposed to be biased. What sports season do you have big anticipation for and why, Mr.
Well,
Leach?
of course I'm biased. My daughter's coming into high school, so obviously I'll be.
I was wondering when we'd get to that.
I would be very interested in watching my own child compete, of course. But if I'm being transparent, we've had some very successful seasons.
Yeah, we have.
Over the past 2-3 years plus. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this next year transpires with, our girls basketball team brings back everyone. They've been invited to participate in the Hall of Fame Classic down at Newcastle. So the Newcastle Fieldhouse, the world's largest high school gymnasium.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, so we have been invited along with 3 other schools. It's an application process, and last year they came out, watched our team. They have a committee that sits down and goes over all the applications, and we were one of the 4 schools selected. So that'll be coming up for girls basketball. So obviously there's a lot of anticipation for girls basketball this year, just because of them bringing back everybody from a very successful team from the previous 2 years. And we're hosting sectionals for them this year. So it's all kind of coming together for them. So that's a big sport that everybody's anticipating, I'm sure. Obviously, the football season is coming up. I do believe and perceive both cross-country teams to be very strong this year. Girls track had a great year, and they bring nearly everyone back. Baseball had one of its most phenomenal years
Right.
they've had in a long time. They bring a lot of pieces back. Softball brings a lot of pieces back. They had another strong season. Golf, girls golf, boys golf, still strong, brings a lot back. So it's going to be exciting for sure. I'm interested to see how boys basketball differs from losing some very strong pieces.
Yeah,
that they've had
strong
over the
pieces,
past
strong
couple years.
personalities for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Always entertaining.
I'm
though.
looking forward to seeing how Coach Schaus mends the new group together. They're very young, but very talented, very skilled. So that'll be fun to watch as well.
And a shout out to Coach Schaus. If you are listening, hey, we have a lot of anticipation in very good ways. In fact, I'm hoping to have him in the studio for a quick interview before season starts, just to get his mentality, his take on the game, how he's developing in not only his relationship with the team, but also in his coaching strategy, his behind the scenes. Kind of pick his brain a little bit if you're a fan of the game, which I think is wonderful. So be on the lookout for that. Hit up the YouTube channel for past Coach's Corner visits here at WJHS Studios. But I wanted to ask you, there's an upcoming change that's happening. We're moving to, from how I understand it, from you had the better words for this, 6 divisions to 4 divisions.
Well,
So there's a change in sports happening at the high school level.
yes, for sports that are currently involved in a 4-class system, they will remain 4-class system, but how those schools are determined with regards to what class they are in is taking a significant change. So what that means for Columbia City High School, we're currently 4A in
Right.
any sport that has 4 classes. So that includes boys and girls basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball. I
Okay.
believe I've hit them all. Football is a 6-class system, and that's remaining the same. But for those other sports that are involved in 4 classes, we are 4A currently.
And the classes are based off of student population size or the city population? Student population. Okay,
size.
okay.
So the change is going to be that now of all the schools in the state of Indiana, the top 20% in each sport regarding student population size will be 4A. The next 25% will be 3A, which is where we will fall. Then the next 25% 2A, and then the last 30% will be 1A.
And 3A has existed before. So we are joining a new set of, I guess you could say, schools, student population based size.
Correct.
Who will become our teams that we play against.
Correct. This is a significant change across the state of Indiana. So we've been 3A before.
Yeah.
We're up to 4A now because of population size and growth. But we are, if we're being transparent, at the very bottom of 4A in terms of population
So
size.
right on that line.
Yeah. So we are a school of nearly 1,100 competing with schools upwards near 5,000 at the 4A level.
Yeah.
This change will bring us back to an area that is more fitting for us in terms of our size.
Okay. So actually we are shifting up, you could say, for student population
Right.
competitions, or shifting down. Is 3A lower or is 3A higher?
3A would be lower in terms of student population.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So our group will be, probably 700-800 students
Yeah.
up to 1,400 students per se.
Okay.
Whereas right now we're at 1,100 versus 5,000.
Right.
plus.
So just kind of a shift in
It's
things.
a shift from us, taking us out of 4A, moving us to 3A, and competing with schools that will mimic our size
Yeah.
more than it currently does.
So you were saying kind of a shakeup across the state when it
It'll be
comes to
the
this?
entire state of Indiana.
Yeah. Any surrounding schools that we would recognize and be like, oh, okay, here's someone else that this is happening to, so we know we're not just the only one.
Right, like Warsaw would stay at 4A.
Okay.
Whereas we will move down to 3A.
Do we
we currently compete with a school that size. We now no longer would.
Good to know. Good to know.
Somebody like East Noble, who is our size, they'll move with us down to 3A.
Okay. So I gotcha. So football, this is not happening too. So we still have Busco opening night for Friday Night Lights.
yeah,
But
yep.
when it comes to our 4 sports that we mentioned, We're moving to 3A. Good to know for regional competitions, stuff like that.
Yep, it only matters in the tournament. Our schedules don't change outside of just the IHSA tournament.
Who we are
so
playing
this coming
against.
school year, we remain the same. Nothing changed. This will be for the 24-25 school year.
Okay, rock and roll. Well, I want to ask you about other changes we might not know about coming up for the 2023-2024 school year. Facilities, how they're holding up. We're in our fourth year at using the fields at the new high school. Of course, the gem of Whitley County Consolidated Schools. I said that, not you. And how other things are shaping up at the lower levels. What are we looking at for, if you have this information handy, I don't have to quote you or anything, for our middle school students as they're growing into high schoolers? What are we looking at next year? Do you want to start with fields and then move on to what we anticipate over the next 5-6 years potentially when it comes to athletics around Whitley County Consolidated Schools? I'm totally blindsiding you with this, so you should see the smirk on Kelly's face right now. Like, you're putting me on the spot here. It's good though. How are the fields holding up? I know fast turf on the football field with the artificial grass. I know we're making better use of practice time when in the past we had, you remember the former building, of course, where we had mud and muck due to rain and due to inclement weather. We're now able to get our athletes on the field. How are things going? Anticipation for field maintenance, for changes on the way? What do we got?
I wouldn't say there's any significant changes on the way because everything is
It's
doing
gold.
really well, right?
It's gold.
It's all kind of new still. So I don't have any significant changes other than minor things that we're tweaking here and there to maybe fix or get rid of, so to speak. But there's nothing significant, nothing of any importance, really. I'd say the biggest things that are kind of on the horizon would be what events are we bringing here, basically due to the fact that we can now have the event here.
Yeah.
So, for example, track will be hosting the conference coming up this next school year. Volleyball will be hosting sectionals coming this school year. Girls basketball will be hosting sectionals this coming school year. Boys and girls cross country will be hosting the conference meet this coming school year. So because of the facilities and what they are, we're able to bring these events here. We don't have any significant changes because we already had those facilities in hand. They've been working well. We're going into year 4 now. We got a good grasp on everything. So no, I'd say there's nothing significant on the horizon. Unless anybody's willing to spot us some money for a turf softball, baseball field. I'm sure the coaches would love that, but no, we don't have anything on the horizon.
That's beautiful. No, the facilities are great. I know my audio video crew students definitely, it looks good on camera. Looks great on camera. It works even better in real life. Is there any opportunity for us to have a little spot mode where we put our over the shoulder cam for the pictures?
That would be a great idea, right?
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Just the one little bald spot out in the middle of what is essentially a berm.
Just like a prairie area or something, right?
One of my audio video kids actually came back with little thistles stuck in their pant legs from crawling out in the grass. But it's good. We got the shots. I know our crews here at the Audio Video Studios, WJHS Studios, been doing a great job, and it's been great to watch the team softball. The pitching has been phenomenal. I've been getting back into the sport, whereas I kind of faded, 10 years ago from, when I was more involved in that area in life. It's really great to see tons of activity, bringing people in for sectionals, regionals. I look forward to hosting that this year. Is there anything that we forgot to mention here, Mr. Leach?
And not off the cuff.
All right.
Not that I know of.
All right. Keeping it going. Love hosting the games. We have a good crew in the audio video side. Still trying to get that speed camera going for the audio video team for baseball and softball. Haven't quite found one that would work for our purposes, but that's kind of my goal behind the scene. Hey, thank you for joining us in studio. That is the athletic director here at Columbia City High School with
Yeah,
Whitley.
and before I get off, sorry to cut you off, I just want to props to your crew. We had a phenomenal 22-23 school year with online visuals for a lot of our out-of-towners. And I will say we had received so much feedback and just thoughtful, kind comments regarding the work that our kids have done. And, you and I have talked about this 100 million times, this dream of, what we could do with that kind of operation and always giving kids the opportunity to kind of take a hold of that and run
Right.
with it. And your clan did so. They're doing a great job. Love having them. And I think a lot of people truly enjoy having them and having that option at home, being able to sit down and watch
Right.
it. So thankful for those crew, those kids that run those crews, and
Well, thank you very much.
the job that you have done to allow them that opportunity. So kudos to them, and pass that along for me, as I don't see them that often outside of at the event.
Right. When you're focused on other things. No,
Right.
they've been a really good crew, and we lost some powerful members, seniors this year, but that sort of things happen. Now new students have to step up. They get training, and one of my favorite things is each student has something different they're bringing to the table, and they have different strengths, and getting them to work together and see each other and help each other to learn and to grow is one of my ultimate favorite things, as a teacher and as an individual as well. And this year is not going to be the same as last year. I'm just giving our audience that heads up right now. Our students are growing and they're continuously improving. You should hear the conversations and the things that they say, and they're teaching each other and they're showing each other things that I haven't taught them. And I love that aspect. Is it going to be the exact same? Heck no. So things might be different, but at the same time, it's real world. It's, hey, we got a live broadcast here in 20 minutes. What do we do? And that kind of, probably the beginning of the year, there's going to be some sweat. There's going to be some stress sweat coming out of a few, foreheads. But at the same time, it is something that is completely rewarding for myself. And I love having this. Thank you for coming in to talk shop a little bit, Mr. Leach. That Kelly Leach with the athletic department here at Columbia City High School and Whitley County Consolidated Schools. Definitely looking forward. We'll have to chat another time about anticipation for the future and keeping you up to date on all things athletics. This is WJHS 91.5, The Eagle.